Hi, this is Heather Kenny. This is my presentation on workplace bullying and the community memory, findings and implications. I will discuss the phenomenon of workplace bullying viewed through the conceptual lens of the community of memory. First, let's define workplace bullying. These are several examples, although this is by no means an exhaustive list. Workplace bullying could legitimately be called an epidemic. According to a survey by the Workplace Bullying Institute, 27% of American workers have experienced abusive conduct at work, and 72% are aware such behavior occurs. In total, 65.6 million American workers are affected. 60% of bullying targets are women. So perhaps it's not surprising then that I have experienced bullying twice in my career, both at the same company. In my first experience, my boss would regularly miss our scheduled weekly one-on-one meetings and never gave me any feedback on my performance, so I assumed no news was good news. However, I received a scathing performance review with all sorts of information I had never heard before, and my performance was rated unsatisfactory. I now think he was trying to get me to quit. However, when pressed for specific examples of the substandard work I provided or feedback from others that supported his claims, he couldn't come up with any. And after going to HR, I was assigned to another manager, and then this manager left the company shortly thereafter. Other than this, I never received any sort of acknowledgement of his bullying. My second experience is unfortunate with my current manager. He regularly tells me that I am a talented writer, but then he edits and changes my work to make it more like what he wants. If I make even a minor mistake, which does not happen often, he sends me angry, passive-aggressive emails, even though I have asked him several times to provide such feedback directly. Finally, not long ago, I was regularly being assigned too much work for me to complete with the quality that was expected, often multiple deadlines and 3 or 4 different projects within one day. When I tried to explain this, he told me there was no room for negotiation and suggested that perhaps I wasn't up to the job. The workload was lessened after the vice president of the department heard about the situation, but so far no other steps have been taken that I know of, even though I have also complained to HR about him. I've also been a witness, an indirect witness to bullying. One coworker worked for a manager who is known to be difficult to the point that it's known that several of her reports had asked to be assigned to another manager. This manager regularly sent my coworker unpleasant emails about the quality of her work, told her she would have to put in more hours and assigned her work to be completed over the weekend, and even told her directly that she was in danger of losing her job. When she finally was terminated, it was actually a relief for her. There's a perspective that workplace bullying is kind of a subjective, personal experience. But in fact, bullying can have a significant effect on an organization beyond the personal experience or even the tenure of the workers directly affected. Such actions affect the community of memory, which Arnett, Fritz, and Bell call a type of organizational conscience, an unspoken memory or understanding of what the organization identifies as good that is created through actions and practices. How does workplace bullying affect the community of memory? Well, it gets known. Employees talk about incidents through informal communication channels such as gossip or coworker friendship. The community of memory absorbs the incidents and they become part of the story of the organization. When it's not addressed, it sends a message that that kind of behavior is acceptable, and so bullying becomes normalized. It becomes part of the culture. Consequently, current and even future employees take their cues from the community of memory, not official policies or stated core values. So there are many implications of ignoring bullying, both personal ones on the part of the target as well as to the organization itself. High rates of illness, for example, my coworker was experiencing health problems due to stress, low morale, lessened productivity, cynicism, all of which I have personally experienced. Things like employee turnover, which cost the organization money in that they have to spend money to find, hire, and train someone new. Organizationally, it passively cultivates an employment where bullying actually flourishes, and then it can create not only a community of memory that has a negative effect on internal workers, can also create a bad reputation among job seekers. For example, you can post reviews of companies on Glassdoor.com and things like that. These kinds of things create an inability to attract high-performing employees who would rather go and work for a company that respects them and that doesn't have a culture of fear and bullying. However, if an organization does address workplace bullying, it can have many benefits. It can improve the organization's reputation, both internally and externally. It can build or rebuild an atmosphere of trust and accountability. Again, such an atmosphere can attract the highest performing employees. And such things such employees are the ones who drive innovation. It sends a message that employees can feel safe. And when employees feel safe, they have the energy to be innovative and come up with new ideas, which is one of the things that companies need today more than ever. So in conclusion, workplace bullying negatively affects both targets and witnesses. The community of memory absorbs these incidents and they become an unspoken part of the culture. The community of memory is ever changing, so action against workplace bullying can mitigate damage to it. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I enjoyed writing this paper and learning more about this issue.